Hello, this is Malorian, and now this will be the fourth and last game of the Onslaught tournament, and it's going to be my Orcs up against some Lizardmen. So the game was dawn attack, and so we were all over the place, but both of us were pretty happy with the way things ended up. It wasn't too bad. I mean, I would love to have my Black Orcs a little bit closer, but it's really no big deal. And so for him, yeah, he's going with his Lizardmen. He actually is going for a different lore than you normally see, which is actually lore Beasts. So it's not like he has a bunch of Scarvets or something, but everybody has their own flavor, and actually it ends up working out pretty well for him. But what he has from left to right is some Skinks, double Salamander. Chameleons he actually put way in the back behind that Sphinx thing there. Then he has some more Skinks, where he has a level 1 Priestin. Then he has a big unit of Saurus in the back with the Slann. Then he has a Skink Chief on Stegodon, and then two more units of Skinks and two more Salamanders together in a unit. So really for this one here, I'm looking at that I like it in a couple of different ways. One, I can kill the Steg pretty easy. I can blast, his Skinks pretty easy if I wanted to. I can just charge him with my units. And then secondly, I can just kill off his Saurus and kill his Slann. So I'm really liking this game, and it's a person I've never played against before. He looks like he's going to be, a nice friendly opponent. So just looking forward to a great game, and hey, hopefully a big result. And here's just a close-up of his army. You got blue for regular for Saurus, but an interesting paint job there on the Slann. So I got first turn, which was fantastic. My Night Goblins failed their animosity, so they're a little bit stuck back, but that's no big deal. This forest here is going to turn out to be a fungus forest, and really otherwise I have my Black Orcs swinging around, so I can always do the double flee on the Saurus and hit their flank, blah blah blah. And then, my magic phase, I'm too far out to do much of anything. He stops my vindictive glare, and with my shooting, it doesn't really do all that hot. I think I actually did better shooting with my bows, killing the Saurus, than with all my shooting. Just, scattering off or misfiring or whatever have you. But, I got a full game, and again, I really liked my position. His turn one here, and he's just really just moving right up into my face. I kind of expect him a little bit to be slightly careful and defensive, but then again, with all my war machines, there really was no reason to. So I have to really worry about those Saurus getting to me before I get to their flank, and as you can see, I have a lot of stuff to go through. His Salamanders starting to shoot me up, but for the most part, they're hitting things like those Night Goblins on the left, and really, I don't care if they die. They're my 60-point throwaway unit. So overall, not too bad. His magic didn't really do anything too bad, so now I'm hoping on my turn I can really start scoring some points here. So my turn two, I had the Savages on the left charge the Salamanders. They took off. Then I redirected into the Skinks there, and I failed my charge. I had a little unit of Night Goblins charge the flank of the Skinks that were in my way over here, and I was able to, beat them and break them, and they got away, but hey, whatever. Black Orc still swinging around. I have the one Goblin, Big Boss, and Wolf there to redirect them. The other unit of Skinks that was there, I decimated, so now I have nothing between my Black Orcs and the Saurus, so that's awesome. And I was also able to destroy his Stegodon. Not the Priest, but the Stegodon's gone. And only other thing I get off for magic is that my bowmen have the whole, they have cover, and you don't have to take dangerous terrain if you charge me. So, again, really liking where I'm at. His turn two, he charges me with the Saurus, which I kind of expected. I didn't expect to be charging me with the Skink guy, though, but there you have it. And another thing I didn't really expect is that he moves up with his Skinks on the left. That is expected. And then he channels through with his Slann through the Skink Priest to do an Amber Spear to my bunker. So, okay, whatever. It'll kill a few guys. I'll still be steadfast. Well, I'll still be fine with my Leadership 8. No, he killed 3 guys, just enough for a panic test. I fail my Leadership 8 re-rolled, and they run off the board. So no BSB, no level 4, no general. It's just, oh, come on. But these are the things that happen, and, hopefully my good position will mean I'll be able to make up for this, and if I really concentrate on his Slann now, maybe I can knock out his magic phase as well. Something that's actually special with this game here is that you have this magical flux. So at the start of any turn, if you roll if you roll a 1, then there's no magic, and all magic items count as mundane for that game turn. Yeah, we're not going to roll that this entire game, but I was hoping at this point. So end of his turn 2 looks like this. He of course killed my hero and then reformed and ran me down with the skink priest over there. So whatever, no big deal. Now I need to just get my black orcs to that flank, and I mean if I could charge that priest and overrun enough or something, that'd be great. But yeah, he's still shooting me up with salamanders. You can see my black orcs are getting fairly diminished. But overall, yeah, looking pretty good. I think actually this turn his slann miscast as well, and so he killed some of his own guys, and his salamanders rallied. But yeah, a big bunch of bad luck, but hopefully I can still turn it around. Alright, so my turn 3. I'm now getting ready to battle here, so I charge into the skink priest, but he actually fled, but only fled like a couple of inches, so I caught him and then had to stop there. So I was hoping for a big overrun, but what can you do? He was really putting up the pressure on me there on the left, but I charged him with the one unit of skinks there, and well, first of all, I was able to charge the chameleons, and so they fled, and then I redirected into the skinks beside me. So the savages are still doing their job at least. But yeah, I got my night goblins that are fleeing, and of course with the no leadership, that's gonna be a problem. I got my, what do you call it? Well, what I'm going to hopefully do here, because what I was going to do before is throw up things like my BSB and stuff to do the double flee and make it work, but now I actually have to do it with my frontline units. So I'm guessing the way it's going to have to go is he's going to have to charge my archers, they will flee, and I reformed them not actually for ranks, but just so that they won't be panicking machines when they run back, and then also my night guns will have to flee, and there you go. So that's what I'm set up for there. I killed enough source that thanks to him having a champ, now he's down to just, well, even without champ or not, he's down to 5 models, and, well, under 5 models, sorry, and so I can start shooting a slann, but of course both my rock lobas scatter off, and then we have this whole dance on the right side where my little night goblin unit is chasing a unit of skinks or whatever, so that's going to go on too. And I was able to kill off a few source, some chukkas and stuff. His turn 3, and I get to pull off the double flee, but what he does to counter that then is that the slann leaves the unit. I mean, he's not getting a lookout sir anyway, and so the Saurus move up just to try and stop me there, and I'm sure they're gonna. The way they're set up, I don't think they actually stop me, but that's what he's trying to do. On the left side, of course, his chameleons keep running. He has his skinks coming up trying to shoot up my war machines and stuff, but I'm getting pretty lucky while he's getting unlucky. I can also see that one of my units of night goblins were fleeing that charge. They panicked another unit, but whatever. The main thing is I have my war machines, and I got a slann out there in the open. But the thing that's killing me is that he has now all 4 of his salamanders cranking into my black orcs, and I really need these numbers. And the other problem here too is he has the curse on me, so that if I charge him, I'll be taking the the dangerous every single time that I move. So that's really bad. Plus he also has wild form on his big source unit. So not a good turn for me magic wise, and I'm getting shot up to hell. Alright, so I decide I have to go for it, because if I just stand there, he's just going to kind of charge into me, or just stand there and actually just salamander me. So I'm actually going to probably lose the same amount. I just might as well get into his flank while I can. And I really don't care about the wild form, because I'm going to beat these guys, overrun into him, and then fight him in the next round when the wild form's already gone. But yeah, I'm going to be losing a lot of guys to these dangerous terrain tests, since I'm losing them on a 1 or 2. So I beat those Saurus and overrun here, like I said, but then again, I've taken now 2 rounds of dangerous terrain, so I'm not really happy with all the loss I had to take. But then again, like I said, if I wouldn't have made this charge, those salamanders would have killed this many anyway, and I wouldn't have killed his one bunker of Saurus, and I wouldn't be in his flank. So sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do. Otherwise, it looks like this. Keen eyes will notice that, hey, this land's still alive, because I just keep on scattering off the guy. My savages are coming back on. We had this whole battle for the hill in the top right. So, I mean, we were talking about how it's always fun to do these little meaningless battles that are just there for fun. But, hey, my night goblins have took the hill from the skinks for now, and now they're about to be flamed. Two of my units kept on fleeing. One of my night goblins rallied. But, yeah, losing all those orc archers lost me a ton of points. And, yeah, I don't have high hopes anymore. His turn 4, he charges in all his salamanders into my back, and he also gets off wild form on here again. So, yeah, this combat's going to be ugly. At the end of his turn 4, then, it looks like this. Yeah, my black orcs are beaten to a pulp, so that's Yeah. And then only good news is that his chameleons keep on fleeing, and that his skinks shooting at war machines just can't seem to do any damage. My turn 5. Hey, I finally killed that slann, so there's something. That's some good news. And then also shooting over here on the left kills all but the skink priest, who's on 1 wound, so hopefully I'll get those points. His turn 5, he's now just kind of consolidating around, and it's kind of funny that my night goblins that are left here now, or my war machines, are worth less than 100 points you get for these little objective markers in the center. So that's what his salamanders are more going for. My turn 6, I hope to actually make some moves here, and I charge the salamanders with my night goblins. But it fails miserably. I'm just lucky to be steadfast, and then all shooting at the skink priest miserably fails, and there you go. Then on his turn, last turn, his skink priest over here goes and does a big chain lightning to my bolt thrower here, kills it, but also miscast and killed himself too. So, I got 100 whatever points from him dying. He got 35 there, but I mean, at this point, it doesn't really matter. And end of his turn looks like this. His chameleons went off the board, gave me a couple of points. He went in and destroyed one of my stone throwers here with his Saurus. He beat my night goblins, but like I said, it's not worth running me down to go away from the objective, so he just stays there. And that's the end of the game. So adding it all up, it was a win for the Lizardmen. Not a massacre the way that it worked out here, but it was it was a win. And man, just looking back on this, it's just one of these ones where you'd think that Leadership 8 re-rolled would be fine, and really, if I just wouldn't have lost that bunker there, what a different game it would have been. And it's just, just the way it goes sometimes. Very disappointing, but either way, we still had fun. He was a great opponent, and just the way it goes sometimes. And I mean, really, ending 2-1-1, not a big deal anyway. And at the end of the day, for trying to win Best General or something, there's other guys who got like pretty much 4 massacres. So it's not like getting something here with that one draw last game wouldn't have mattered really anyway. So there you have it, and my final thoughts will be up here pretty quick.